All right, guys, thanks so much for tracking with me. I am Bridget from Open Chair Counseling, and we are talking all about different categories or types of coping skills depending on what we need in the moment or how much time we have to devote to it. So, the next category that I want to touch on is connecting with others or connecting with the world around you. So, of course, I think that the best way to connect with other people is obviously have a face to face conversation with somebody. There's nothing like being in close physical proximity with another human being. There's something about just like sharing that space, seeing that person's body language, the minute changes in their facial expression, hearing the little inflections in their voice and the words that they choose to use. And I don't, there's just something really rich and amazing about being in the same physical space as somebody else. Of course, I understand that that's not always practical, especially in the world that we live in right now. Having face to face conversations or just sharing like close, intimate space with somebody else might not always be easy or the best decision. So if you can't do that, maybe try doing like a FaceTime call. Or if that's also not an option, a phone call is great. Or my least favorite, but still a decent option, is to text somebody. Just reaching out to another person is a great way to help yourself cope and widen your support system. If we feel alone, we're much less likely to handle challenges in our life very well. But if we feel like we have a lot of other people supporting us and kind of lifting us up and encouraging us, it gives us sometimes that confidence boost that we need to overcome different situations in our life. Writing a letter could also be another great way of connecting with people. And maybe this is a letter that you do or don't send. Sometimes writing like a "hey, how are you" letter just to, let somebody know that you were thinking about them and kind of going through the actual act of handwriting a letter, like that can mean a lot to a person. To take the time to sit down and actually, put a coherent sentence together and make it look pretty and all that stuff. If you're thinking about sending it, that can be awesome, but maybe writing a letter that you choose not to send could be a good way of expressing your emotions too. Like maybe there's a person that you're really angry with or really hurt about something that they did, and you decide to write it down in a letter and then put it in a drawer for a day or a week or a year and maybe choose to never send it to them. Sometimes we can't always get that closure. Like maybe that person isn't a safe person for us to talk to anymore. Like perhaps it's an abuser in your life that opening that line of communication with, like, maybe isn't a good option, maybe isn't safe for you. Or maybe that person has already passed away, this person that you're angry with or upset with. And so you can't get that closure of knowing that they read the letter and they, absorbed the things that you had to say. But just the action of like writing all of that stuff down as if you were to say it to that person can help get a lot of that stuff out. Another great way to connect with the world around you is to play with a pet or to take care of a plant. If you have pets and plants around you, maybe, take that pet for a walk or make it a special treat. Or if you have plants, maybe, this is a good time to remember to water some of those plants or repot them in a new cute pot. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me for another short video all about coping skills in different categories. These have been some kind of like connecting with people outside of you, people or things outside of you. If there are ideas that you have that I didn't think of, feel free to leave them in the comments below so that we can help each other grow and learn and try new things.